Shalom, Yashar Allah. First and foremost, I would like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to their beloved elders and the apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful Talking out there laboring that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. I just wanted to do this lesson based on this picture that I saw circulating online, this is a title that we've seen, here recently in the last couple of months. The couple brothers did videos on the billions of unrealized losses that showed up in some of these banks when they were doing audits on themselves. Seeing where their portfolios were and how much they were making based on how much they're spending, based on how much money they have coming in. So this is the article that I saw that started this lesson. This is U.S. banks are currently sitting on 750 billion in losses on real estate debt per PIQ, and that is real estate only. That does not include all the other debt-related things that add on to that deficit. That is 7 times larger than it was in 2008 when the housing bubble. In the housing bubble, they talked about the real estate debt because the housing bubble is what caused, so-called caused that 2008 recession, under the Obama administration. So I saw that 7 times larger, and we already know what biblical numbers mean. 7 is completion, man. And we know that this dollar is on its way out. A lot of the elders and apostles, brothers have been doing a lot of lessons on the demise of the dollar, and the things that we're seeing right here in this time, because the economy is failing. The money is not what it was. The American dream has been dead for a while, but people are really starting to believe it now. People are really starting to see how hopeless it is here in Babylon the Great, thinking that they're going to have some sort of future for their kids, their family, whatever it may be, man. This place is not a land to build on. There's a time to reap, a time to sow, time to plant, time to harvest. This place is getting ready to get destroyed. So this is not something that you want to invest your future into. But this is James 5, and I'm going to start at the top. James 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. And why does it say rich men? Because the rich men, people that are living good in this life, have the most to lose and have the most negative feelings when they talk about and hear about the end of the world. Because why would you want your world to end if you're on top? But it does say that the wicked are going to be ruling in these last days, and the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, pursuing to Job 9:24. So what type of spirit are you in that you want to see this place to continue? You'd want the wicked to continue to rule if that's your mentality. And that's wicked as hell to have that type of thoughts. This is verse 2. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth eaten. This is just showing decay, a decay of the society. Look at the music that comes out of this place. Trash, the art, the food. We don't really even produce anything. We just consume everything from fucking China, like Trump says. And that's why he wants to increase the tariffs, because he knows the only way the United States is making money is by being a storefront for these other nations. So what they're going to tax their goods that they have coming in to try to make it seem like America is really making a lot of money when they're not producing anything. Let a world crisis come on. A natural disaster happen. America would not be self-sufficient for the things that we consume daily, because everything is brought in over here on the boats. That's why there's a lot of problems when back in 2019 when the C-19er came. You had ships backed up for months. Miles and miles and miles of these cargo ships that got stuck in the harbor waiting to get unloaded. Not to mention these longshoremen that not too long ago that was talking about, that strike that could happen again, the first week of January, So everything is related to the coming and going of goods that keeps this place on its toes, and that makes the rich people so rich, and that would not want them to see the end of this world is the dainties, the delicacies. here. This is verse 3. Your gold and your silver is cankered, again, corrupted. The US dollar is done. And the rust of them shall be a witness against you, because the US dollar has been used as a weapon. And a lot of these nations are realizing that they have weaponized the dollar against them. And so they're doing the same thing. And then that's why we see these organizations pop up like the BRICS nations and having their own trade system. And shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days. Oh man. So all these riches is literally just going to be here because Babylon the Great is going to be one giant sacrifice. All the riches are just going to be here to get burnt up. You know? What's the point of having treasures, but it's the last days? You heaped a lot of treasures for yourself, but it's the last days, motherfucker. What are you going to use them with? What are they going to save you? Have they benefited you from not being cast into that lake of fire and getting burnt up by all these other nations when they pelt your ass with these nuclear missiles? No, it has not. And the same mentality that you so-called, that Jake, the wicked ass Jakes that will go above and beyond to make sure their bag is correct, that'll go kill and murder and rape, rob and pillage their own fucking people, the same that they learned from Esau Edom, they're going to do it to their own just to make sure they can get more of Esau's paper notes, man. Everyone that did all the wickedness is going to find out that, hey, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And so hey, if you make money your God and you serve your God, which is mammon, to with your whole mind, body, and soul, hey, guess what? There's no benefit to that. You cannot take your riches with you to the other life. So why are you investing so much in this world and in his money? To get your daily bread doesn't mean don't work, because you need money to live in this fucking captivity. So you got to be able to have a balance to make sure you have enough to where, and that's where the Lord wants you. He don't want you too rich to where you're forgetting about him, and he don't want you too poor where you're going to go steal and be like, why God am I in this position, and lose the faith. He's going to have you right there in the middle, sustained, and be happy and count your blessings with the daily bread that you got, so you don't get the mentality of I got to get more money, more money, more money. Because when this shit collapses, that type of mentality is going to get you destroyed. And I have a couple more scriptures on this, but I want to get to this article that backs up that picture. This is U.S. Bank sitting on Salakia. This is a U.S. Bank sitting on $750 billion in losses on real estate debt related securities, which sectors are most exposed. And that's going to be the residential housing sector, because a lot of these people are foreclosing on their mortgages. A lot of these people are one check away from being on the street. So who comes and gets those houses that are foreclosed? These big companies like BlackRock that are owned by that BlackRock owns these banks that come in and buy your house and then they rent it back to you. Because like how do you say, the saying goes, you will own nothing and be happy. They want to own everything. They want to end the private ownership of housing, cars, and private ownership in general. But this is raising concerns this is the article. This is raising concerns for many reasons. First, the estimated 750 billion is roughly 7 times more than banks held in 2008. Second, many unrealized losses are concentrated in portfolios that are crucial to bank profits. The most at-risk portfolios are AFS available for sale, HTM held to maturity. So that is the money makers for these banks. So if they stop getting money from these properties that they're getting money from, they would fail themselves. And I read a little bit of this. There's one more point I wanted to get out, because a lot of this is, legalese talk and acronyms and stuff, but I want to keep it simple, because the point is that just the real estate level alone is the real estate level to what it was at in 2008 for the last financial collapse to what it is just astronomical in itself. So you can know that the same pattern is going to continue in other aspects of the so-called economy. But this is, come on, man. There was one more point I saw in here. Well, that's it. I'm going to get back to these scriptures. I can't find it, and I don't want to, keep going back to this. But as you can see, this is even on Yahoo Finance, which is a a real website. It's accredited. It's not talking about things that don't exist. And if you look up billions in unrealized losses, banks, boom, you'll see a bunch of articles pop up, man. Because a lot of these banks are checking their numbers twice and realizing, the math is not mathing. And that's why the SVB Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, a couple years ago or last year, went under because they started doing that, realizing they couldn't, pay out what they needed, and poof, they had to get bailed out, by the FDIC, which is a federal insurance of the banks, and that only has a certain amount of money. It's only 100,000, 200,000, I think, per person. I think it's 100,000. So let's say you got $1 million in the bank goes under, you're only getting $100,000 that's insured by that bank. The other money is, whew, what they are now, just numbers on a computer. But this is James 5:4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud. And that's these wages that we are fucking working for Esau in this day, by getting taxed out the ass, and that's that fraud that he kept back some of a portion of our checks to this very day. You kept back by fraud crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Amen. Because to take a man's wages of what he rightly earned is very wicked, man. It is very wicked in the scriptures. And the Lord, says in another scripture, in Sirach, it said it's good for the man to enjoy the fruits of his labors, roughly paraphrasing, there's another scripture here. Let me see if I can find that it says, if you take back a man's wages, it's like you're murdering him. You steal a man's wages, it's like you're murdering him. Steal man's wages, like murder. No, can't find it, man. Let me, because this goes to the point. I heard it a while ago. Man, I should have had that one ready. Salakia, Yashar Allah. But there's a scripture that talks about, a man, that steals another man's wages or holds back his wages, it's like he's killing him. But this is continuing verse 5. Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the day of slaughter. And wanton, which means they're always still wanting more. They're always looking over. The grass is probably greener on the other side type mentality. Always wanting more, never satisfied. Verse 6, ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. Because we never went against them, because Jake was, very, docile. When the enemy would roll up on him, when Gad, for example, when Gad got rolled up on, he tried giving the motherfucking bread baskets and fish and tell him how to live, and next thing he turns around and they're chasing after him with guns, fucking killing his whole village, man. He didn't resist him. That was the just. The Israelites are the just. Verse 7, be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord Yahushai. Behold, the husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth, and hath long patience for it, until he receive the early and latter rain. And that precious fruit is the elect, and that husbandman is Yahushai coming back to reap what he's sowed in this earth. In the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the spirit of prophecy, all the elect. Verse 8, be ye also patient, and that is suffer. Keep suffering in this bitch, man. Like the scriptures say, in your patience possess ye your souls. We gotta bear this cursing and this curses and suffering first and foremost because we deserved it. Verse 8 again, be ye also patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai draweth nigh. And so call Allah Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It is drawing nigh, and it is closer than ever, especially in these last days, man. Wake up and smell the roses. Look what's going on in the world. You don't need a lot of evidence to tell you that the world that you know and grew up in is ending, Jake. So get right or get left, man. Because this bitch is ending with or without you being ready, man. But the elect is going to be ready, through the Spirit. So Lord willing that this lesson was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, honor, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the beloved elders and the apostles like Ray Millstone that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to all you hopeful elect document out there laboring that are pushing this word and truth and sincerity. Till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.